What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jerome Majette. Welcome to Understanding the Reason. Man, listen, you guys, man, every time I get a chance to spend some time going through the material that we've been going through, it's always a blessing, man. Especially for those of you who are brand spanking new. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you so very much. You can go back and watch the videos that we've already published to bring yourself up to speed, okay? And then for those of you who are back for some more, man, let's get it. Let's get it. So we were talking about in our previous video how Satan got self-deceived, right? The scripture says that he was perfect in all that he did until iniquity was found in his heart. And not only that, but he corrupted his wisdom by virtue of his splendor. So when he saw how beautiful he was and how, all this stuff, his glory and all that stuff, because we won't rehash that again, but you guys know what I'm talking about, this video. So once he realized how beautiful he was and all that stuff, he decided that he wanted to be God. So what he did was he overthrew coerced 1/3 of the angelic host to follow him in a revolt against God, and ultimately got banished from heaven, and now he's waiting for judgment, right? Scripture tells us, when we read that before, that he's angry. He's got fierce anger because he knows his time is almost up. And he's the only spirit, him and those angelic beings that followed him in that revolt are the only beings that will face time as a judgment. Wow. Wow. They're locked in to human time. That's amazing. That's amazing. So we're going to jump into it a little bit more, and we're going to get into something that we have been talking about, the fall of evil. So we know the fall of evil is Satan being cast out, and we're going to talk about the plan of God. So after Satan was gone, the announcement went forth that now is come. Now is come. That's where we left off at. We were in Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. For those of you that got your notes, take your notes. It's very important. Take your notes. Okay, so Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. Then I heard a strong voice in heaven saying, now it is come. Now it is come. What has come? The plan. The plan. Because remember, God said, you will be no more. So how is he going to make that happen? You will be no more. So how is he going to bring that to pass? How is he going to make that happen? Right? So the plan goes into effect. Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. Then I heard a strong voice in heaven saying, now it has come. The plan, the salvation and power and the kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed one. For the accuser of our brethren, he who has been bringing charges against us. This ain't against angels. This is against humanity. Why? Because how do we know? Because listen how it started. It says, now that it's come, the salvation, right? The power and kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed one. For what? For salvation. For salvation. And we're going to talk about what that means. We're going to talk about what salvation means. What is it? What was the intention behind that? Okay. What does that mean? Right. So we talked about, Satan being a seducer and all that stuff, and his charges, and I want you guys to get a picture in your mind of this being a courtroom, right? The throne room being a courtroom. And on one side, you have this accuser, this prosecutor who is saying Jerome doesn't deserve something, right? He's against He's making charges against me, my personal life, the things I do, the things I've done. And he's making that argument because the scripture says all have sinned and fallen short. And so what is sin? And listen, we're going to get real deep, man. We get ready to get deep. We get ready to go into some deep areas, but what is sin? I want everybody to think about this. Sin is the violation of divine law. So you can't bring charges in a courtroom unless there's a violation of what? The law. So it's starting to shape up a little bit, man. We starting to get there. So Satan is bringing charges against us, but now he has been cast out. He has been cast out, and he's been cast out because of now it has come. Now it has come is the plan that God initiated to do a couple of things. One, to take care of the accuser from accusing us, having the ability to accuse us, right? He doesn't have the ability to accuse us anymore like he had before, because guess what? He's been kicked out. So you gotta start putting those, as we put those pieces together, you gotta start seeing that picture of, here it is. He's been deceiving the world into doing what? Violating God. Violating the things of God. So he's able to say, you can't give salvation to him. Look at what he's doing. Look at his life. Look at the things he talks about. Look at the things he thinks about. Look at what his eyes do and his hands do and his feet do. You know what I'm saying? He's a tattletale, so to speak. So here we have the situation where he's been excluded from God's presence. He's been kicked out from making charges against us because the plan is now in effect. Now, this is going to be real key. This is going to be real key in understanding that this plan not only handles, not God's already got, he's already going to destroy Satan. He told him he wasn't going to be no more, right? He said, you will be no more. But in the aftermath of all of that, look at all the stuff that's going on in the world. That stuff has to be judged. If God is going to be the faithful judge, that stuff, all the stuff that's going on in the world globally throughout centuries, has to be accounted for. Has to be accounted for. And we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be getting into that a little bit more, but let's keep reading. So, for argument's sake, let's suppose Satan was levying accusations against other angels. What advantage would he have in accusing them? They fully comprehend the fate that awaits them for following him. They understand that, God, they understand that that judgment is pronounced against certain things. So what charges could he bring against them? The ones that followed him, they already judged. The ones that are still there, they see the results. So why would they follow this guy? Absolutely not. So he's not bringing accusations against the angelic body. He's bringing accusations against you and me, right? Because we don't know, right? Going back to something that the Lord said, he said, Father, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. We don't know. And he utilizes that ignorance to help us, to influence us to perpetrate lawlessness against the lawgiver, against the Almighty, right? So that's that's our time for today. Man, I really appreciate you guys for being here. It's amazing to me, man, that that you guys are rocking with me, man. I'm honored by it beyond beyond, man. Like, thank you so very much. For those of you who have purchased the book, understand the reason God made man, what made him do it. I just want to first of all personally thank you, for picking up the material. It's a blessing. And then second of all, if you don't have your copy, go ahead and get your copy. The link is in the description. If the link is not clickable, go ahead and copy and paste it. It's right in Amazon, so you can just pick it up. But man, I'm so blessed that you guys are here. Thank you very much. We're going to pick this subject back up again. Why are you here? Why did God put us here? Right? So we're gonna go into it a little bit more deeper than we have. God bless you guys. Have a tremendously blessed day. Appreciate you guys for being here. Take care.